Welcome to the presentation of the 369. As I can tell you first, this table presents 147, 258, 369. It's important to put them in 3 columns and fold the numbers properly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and go further down. As long as you go, as further as you go, you will get the numbers repeating when you're using the numerology. 10 becomes 1, 13 becomes 4, 16 becomes 7. Same for 17 becomes 8, or 18 becomes 9. When you're looking at those things, you're gonna have a look how everything pattern unfolds for all 3 of them. When we're looking at 369, is divided 360 because 9 acts as a 0, as a starting point, and as a finishing point. That means 360 divided by 9 is 40 degrees. 40 degrees, when you put it up in the round and divide it properly, 40 becomes 4, 80 becomes 8, 120 becomes 12, becomes a 3 by the numerology, 160 becomes a 7, 200 becomes a 2, 240 becomes a 6, and goes. If you put out on the outside those numbers, you will see what is going on. If you place the marker as a 1 and go backwards 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see every single second one is the skipped, and you go twice around. That means it's increasing the level of the going around, like it's got his own push. That you can see that by the blue line is the starting point, and then follow the red line and you will see what I'm talking about. Anyway, 147, very important number. 369 unlocks the 147 and 258. What is important to say, next position, this has been position 1, because it's by the dividing on the circle in the 40 degrees, you get position 1. Second position, if you're gonna start it from a 4, and if you use the blue line and going backwards and place all the numbers, and then go for the 7, from 7 and place all the numbers, you're getting a solfeggio scale. Solfeggio scale, it's very easy to recognize, and you can recognize this being placed in a plain sight. You can see for what it is. I'm sorry for the people which are actually listening to those numbers, because this is nothing more than a 3-phase motor. Anyway, what is important about this, I will say every frequency what you're listening gives you different feelings, and does affect your body on a different ways, and you can find your own by the placing your your hand on the chest and trying to do the Om. You can produce the number where you feel the vibration. That is the number of the frequency what you need to search for. That responds with your heart and your mind. But anyway, to continue with the 369, if you're looking at how is the positions, you saw it many times before, but you didn't saw those arrows, and you didn't see those things. I placed everything in position and how it's supposed to be. Anyway, 147 is very important, and we will now explain. This is 1. That is the first step. 369 becomes a 1. 4, you copy that 4 times, move for 90 degrees, if you can have a look on the side, and follow the green arrow and place it on 90 degrees 4 times around the circuit. If you do that, you can have a look, you can pause it, you can have a look at what is the positioning and why is it done that way. And it's gonna be a full circuit where every single one, it's actually 10 degrees off each other. But if you're looking at every number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and continues, folding up and folding on and on and on, and one above each other. Each of them correspond, and each of the layer of the windings, it's really important to understand and be meticulous about the windings. That's very important. and I call this 36er and generator. If you place the plate into it, you will see what's gonna happen. That's one more, but that's for the later. Anyway, when you connect the lines, you can see how they're corresponding to each other as a first layer, first solfeggio scale, and that one, next one, what we moved, there is in a 90 degrees, there is 180 degrees, and there is a final one. Now you can see how the mesh is being done. The vortex is in the center completely, and that is the 4 times flipped in around. To say how it's going to be, but you can use it for putting the electricity in or extrapolating out when it's filled up, the mesh when it's flooded. Then you need to take it out. You can use it on many different ways. You can implement on many different materials and do the much more with it than just electricity. But we will go about that later. Anyway, you can see, as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, and every single one goes around by the placing just on the proper position. We're gonna explain now number 7. That's 7 oses. There are 7 dimensions, as I call them, because you got the X, Y, Z, and plus another 4, which one actually slides through the middle. And if you place everything in the position properly and line up, I call it central. But can be done much more. Number 7, that's how they look like, and you can get different things when you're placing the electricity in or if you're taking it out. It's 2 different functions. There is one more way, what you can see through the movies and through the many different things. There is a main core, which one actually you can use for the core 36er, and to enhance the flow of the electricity, you can have the 369 folding it through. If you cover it with the metal, and if you use it, this part, to actually take it out, you can play with it as much as you like. There is many of the different implementations, usages in and out. This part here is what I'm gonna show you later on, and in between those ones, it's very important to know it's not a solid metal as is on a picture. It's a sheeted iron. This is one of another my projects, and I want to use this battery or generator to supply this car and to do something more. I call it DFF vehicle because you will see presentations. You can go on my webpage as a co-creative futureworld.com or vlegacy.au. It's all presented there. This is the shape of it, upper chassis, but I would like to combine 3 things at once, and to achieve it is really hard, actually, to float, to drive, and to fly. I changed the wheels to suit me for the certain things, and that's in which stage this is me. For the wheels, I use the CNC machine to produce it properly, and this external part is important to know. It acts as a funnel, and the proper angling of all the fins and external walls of the tire makes the funnel, which one is filled up with a mag wheel inside with the main part of the wheel, which one is solid and holding everything together, is going to be filled up the funnel. I will show you. You can go on the web page and have a look what I mean under the wheels, under the parts wheels. Anyway, there's at the moment how's it look. This is me working on a jet ski. There is many things what is being done, that's supposed to look, and that's a floater. Floater is one of the good things for the kids, but we will see. What I would like to say is, if you're looking at neodymium magnets, it's very hard, especially this one, and they are really brittle. They crack very easily. Be careful with your fingers, with everything else. If you're using these ones, and you see they are very strong, and what is the very unusual when you put them in this, it's there is no magnetism coming out. Magnetism is going through it. On these places you can see to its magnetism is going. But what is the issue? Use the dielectric to isolate. Very important. It doesn't matter how big they are, what you use. Magnetism doesn't having any effect. It's actually going through the middle. Actually becomes the same as a transformer core. And then if you wind it up to the proper sequence, you're gonna have something looking like this. And isolate the steel parts. Use the hot glue or whatever it is. Up to you. But it's important to understand. Really be meticulous about the positioning, winding, and connecting to it. There is a couple of more things what you can use to add it on to it. That's something like this. It's inverters. It's many different what you can add it on. Doesn't matter. Importance is you can add on one of the batteries of 12 volts, 24 volts, 9 volts, whatever you want to use it. That is important for you to understand. To play with that, you need one switch off, but switch off is positioning. I will tell you when is it necessary to where is the switch off, because battery can't be supplying constantly. Is not a problem, not an issue. And if it's possible to get support from you, that would be great on any possible way. Invest, donate, whatever. There is on my webpage, Co-Create the Future World. You can find out the details under the Co-Create and Invest and Donate and many others. I'm trying to raise the funds to actually bring down the and to secure the on the way to secure the proper bulk buying in bulk and securing the products for the people, because when they find out what is happening and how it's going to happen, they will increase the materials beyond any limits, and we won't be able to do it for ourselves as a first. As a second, if they take it over, it's an issue for you to acquire it. That's why it's better to raise the funds before, and we can acquire it and then give it to the people, so they can produce it for themselves, sell it to them, or make it for them who is not capable of doing it, to do it for them. Anyway, I would like to thank you so much. Have a look through everything. My webpage is Co-Create the Future World .com, and which one is new and what I'm putting up, it's a V Legacy. V meaning for the many different things, including my surname, but check it out, see what is possible to be done. I welcoming any suggestion, even the work of people who can help, to the designers, because many things needs to be organized. I'm trying to do everything myself, and it's not possible. Then exposing it for the net, acquiring the new customers, acquiring new people, investors, and all the rest, and engineers, technicians, many jobs is going to be opened. Please, if you can, help us, help me, do it for all of us. Thank you very much.